unfolded. Yash, over to you.
Yes, Sabri, what we have on our screens right now is the Karakoram range. So this is the Karakoram range, and in the Karakoram range there are two main peaks, which is the K2 and the Broad Peak. K2 is one of the most difficult peaks to conquer, and it is the second highest peak in the world. Broad Peak being the 12th highest peak in the world. This starts, K2 and Broad Peak have a joint base camp, which is at 5,150 meters right here. This is where the ascent starts from. People climb to the base camp, they camp here, and they begin their summit from base camp itself. Now, a team of 10 mountaineers, including Nims, who was leading the expedition, crossed the Baltoro Glacier, climbed up to Camp 1, which is 6,000 meters, then climbed up to Camp 2, which is 6,500 meters, and this is where the incident occurred, the avalanche occurred. And if we take a look at this at 6,600 meters is where the avalanche occurred. It was just below. You can directly see the summit of Broad Peak from Camp 2 and Camp 3. The route takes a turn after Camp 3, where you have to, where this is the most technical part between Camp 2 and Camp 3, where there is a glacier wall that you have to climb. Broad Peak is known as Broad Peak because of its broad summit ascent. This triangle that you see between Camp 3 and Camp 4 is why this mountain is named as Broad Peak. This at 6,600 meters, the avalanche occurred. What we are learning is this from the Broad Peak face, a lot of ice started tumbling down, and it came down into two phases. One came tearing through the camps, and the another one came right on the face of the mountain. Moving on, this at 5,878 meters is what Nirmal Purja and others were located. This was the last location that their Garmin watch, that their navigation watch, signaled the rescue team. It was 5,878 meters. It is considerably away from the base camp, but they had reached before Camp 1. So what we are learning is that the avalanche hit them at 6,600 meters, and they started falling off. They crossed Camp 2, Camp 1 without being conscious. That is the main crux of it, that the avalanche hit them out of nowhere. They fell down through Camp 2 onto Camp 1, and this camped somewhere. They were found somewhere at 5,878 meters. A rescue operation was launched right after from the Skardu area of Pakistan, which is the nearest air base. Helicopters flew, drones flew. They took a detailed look at how the situation is after the base camp. They were camped. The helicopter first landed at the base camp. They picked up a bunch of mountaineers and rescuers. They went towards Camp 1, and then they started ascending down towards the last known location that the Garmin watch told the rescuers. So it was 5,878 meters, where 9 of the bodies now have been recovered.
Right.
One body of the Pakistani climber is yet to be recovered. Back to you.
All right, Yash, thank you for sharing all those details with us. Colonel Vijay Singh continues to be with us on the broadcast. So I just want to, of course, take a little bit of a deeper dive into the topography. We have an understanding that somewhere between Camp 2 and Camp 3 is when Mr. Nirmal Purja and the other mountaineers, that's when we're understanding the connection was lost. Could you help us understand about Camp 2, Camp 3 and the topography at large?
No, I am not able to see actually what...
No, sir, but I do want to understand from you, but in general, I want to understand from you about Camp 2 and Camp 3 of the Broad Peak Summit. What could you tell us about the topography, sir?
Beg your pardon?
Could you tell us a little bit about the topography, sir, of the location where the connection was lost?
Sorry, this Broad Peak topography between Camp 2 and Camp 3, I may not be able to throw some light, I'll not, because I am not clear about that, so I'll be
But in general, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Then in general, you see what happens is when you gaining height. I believe the part of this is when you are negotiating. It is a little difficult. It is a rocky feature plus snow. That is what I know, and then above that is area whereby it is snow only and ice and snow, and that is what I know about it. Otherwise, I'll not be able to throw any light on this.
Okay, all right, sir. We appreciate you taking out time, speaking to us on NewsX and giving us the insights. Like I said, it's a very unfortunate day. Mr. Nirmal Purja is truly going to be remembered as somebody who had the strength and the courage to do the impossible, not just once but twice, and he is an inspiration to everyone. We take a short break.